Nicholas says, how do you think the pandemic will affect historical firearm prices long term? Long term, I don't see any impact on it. Even if this thing goes a year, I think the economy will recover relatively quickly, all things considered. I mean, if you look at the long-term economic impact of, say, the 2008 Great Recession, for a couple of years, maybe we saw impacts in the firearms market, but they're long gone by now, and the pandemic's not going to be as long-term impactful as that.
This is basically a Smith & Wesson K-frame with a special cylinder in it that allows you to shoot effectively any cartridge that is shorter than .357 Magnum and has a bullet diameter of .357 or less. All right, the problem with something like this is while the concept is really cool and the manufacturing is fantastic, it's a very high quality gun, the problem is the concept just isn't really all that realistic.
The concept was they were concerned about a Soviet paratroop force landing behind NATO lines in the nascent non-nuclear World War III.
There's not really that much concern today about Soviet paratroopers, dropping into Western Germany and columns of tanks coming through the Fulda Gap. So the need to actually issue these out has pretty much gone away.
Is there an opportunity for a new .30 caliber handgun cartridge to offer similar terminal ballistics to 9x19 with even greater capacity and even less recoil? 7.65 French long is in fact pretty much exactly what you're describing here, with approximately 100 grain bullet and approximately, in its standard loadings, about 1,000 foot per second velocity. Depending on bullet weight, you might be able to crank that up to 1,200, which is not too shabby. Now, if you wanted to load that for a more modern self-defense-ish thing, you would have to you'd have to be careful about SAMI specifications, because 7.65 French is going to function in the 1935 French pistols. And if you really up the pressure a lot, you might come up with something that's not safe to use in those legacy designs. So you might end up with technically a different cartridge, or maybe you designate it 7.65 French plus P. Now, someone would have to actually start designing the bullets and experiment and see what they could get, but I think that's a brilliant idea.